Hi, I'm back. We're pretending it's nighttime now. So I have a slightly different routine for you at nighttime. So it's the end of the day, you've worked really hard. Those shoulders and neck are maybe feeling kind of tense and they need a little bit of attention. And so let's do that. Let's give them some much needed attention. So first, let's start with some shoulder shrugs, and we're going to start from a seated position. Now you'll notice that I am sitting with my butt on my heels and my knees bent. This might not be comfortable for everybody, so you could choose to sit cross-legged or some position that is comfortable for you so that your spine can be long and your neck is in line with your spine. So your head's not down here. It's lengthened in line with the spine. And so let's start by just doing some shoulder shrugs. So inhale, bring those shoulders way up, squeeze them way up towards the ears, and then exhale, let them go. And it's very helpful to do that. I'm telling you it is. Just try. So inhale, squeeze, 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 exhale, let it all go. So let's do this 4 more times. Releasing all the tensions and worries of the day. It helps to close your eyes, I find too. Last time. So simple, yet it feels so darn good. Okay, so the next one, I know you've already watched Sue's video, so I know you already know how to do this. And it's simply inhale, center, exhale, send your right ear towards your right shoulder. So we don't want the shoulder moving towards the ear, it's ear to shoulder. And I know Sue talked about holding here until you stopped feeling the stretch, or maybe for about 30 seconds. And you can inhale back to center, and you may notice already a difference from side to side. And we're going to go the other direction. So on the exhale, let the left ear come towards the left shoulder. Good chance it feels very different from side to side. Oh, that just does feel quite lovely. Inhale back to center. This time we're going to send the chin towards the chest. Now the chin doesn't have to touch the chest, it's just moving in that direction. So let's inhale here and exhale. Chin releases towards chest. Keep breathing. Noticing sensations going right down the center of the back now. You can choose to add the weight of your hands on the back of your head, but we're not pushing down on the head. It's just the weight of the hands, just intensifying the stretch a little bit, if that feels good for you. Of course, as always, if you're experiencing any pain, stop what you're doing. Come out of it. And on an inhale, release the hands and bring the head back up to center. Let's close our eyes for a minute here and just sense how we're feeling now in the body. in the neck and shoulders particularly. Now let's inhale, open our arms out wide. And then on an exhale, give yourself a hug. So it doesn't matter if you have the right arm or the left arm on top, just remember which one is on top. So give yourself a nice hug here. So we're creating spaciousness between the shoulder blades. We're not forcing anything, just this hug is enough to do it. And gotta tell you, that feels pretty sweet in my shoulders right now. Don't know what you're feeling, but that's what I'm feeling. You can stay here as long as you want. Now let's inhale, open the arms wide again, and then on the exhale, we'll hug again, but this time the opposite arm is on top. And let's inhale, open the arms wide again, and then release them down by your sides. And this is where we take our pause. So close your eyes, tune in. What's happening in your shoulders right now? Okay, open your eyes up again. And let's take our hands behind our back. So you can hold opposite elbows, like so, if that works for you. If not, you can hold at the wrists. You could come into what we call yoga mudra, so clasping the hands and lengthening the arms. So whichever option you choose, and you know it can change from day to day, depending on how you're feeling. Just think about this spaciousness that's being created across the chest. So when we're shoulders forward all the time, we're shortening up those muscles in here, which continues to bring our shoulders forward all the time. So we want to counteract that. So let's open up the chest. Also, it allows us to breathe more fully, which is a good thing too. So if your hands are in yoga mudra, you can lengthen in the arms. So think about lengthening your hands away from your shoulders. Sometimes how we think about being in a pose can energetically change the pose. It's fascinating. And if you're clasped at holding the elbows or the wrists, you can still think about lengthening away from the shoulders, just not lengthening into the lower arms the same way. It's the upper arms that are lengthening away from the shoulders. Either way, we're opening up in the chest. And again, you can stay here as long as you like. Releasing the arms on an exhale. And you might want to do a little shake out of the hands and arms and just kind of release any tension you may have created there. You could even shake the whole upper body and be nice and loose and free. So for our last pose, we're going to come into a supported fish pose. So for supported fish, you need to have a blanket or a towel will work also, and roll it up. So sometimes we do this with a bolster, but you're at home and I can't see you and how much curve you've got going on there. So I'm going to suggest you stick with a blanket or a rolled towel. And you notice that I have it fairly long, and that's because I'm going to have it go lengthwise underneath my spine. So you want to take that rolled whatever you've got and place it on your mat or your floor or your bed, wherever you are, so that it's the length is parallel to the length of your surface. And then come and sit in front of it. So the blanket is just touching my tailbone there. And I'm going to bend my knees. And I'm going to roll down through the spine, so I'm lengthening onto the rolled blanket. And so the blanket needs to be underneath your spine, and probably it will be underneath your neck as well, depending on how long your blanket is. So just notice if you are holding any tension or discomfort in your neck here. And if you are, you may need to make some adjustments. So you could put another pillow maybe there at the end of the blanket so that the neck isn't opened up quite as much. It's up to you, but we don't want to have tension in the neck. And you'll notice that I'm still able to speak just fine. I don't have anything going on, anything weird happening with my voice, so that's a good indication that my neck is in a good place. Now you may wish to keep your knees bent here, or you could lengthen the legs out, so that's up to you. It's going to affect how much bending. It's a slight back bend here, so where you have your feet or your knees, how you have them positioned, will affect how much back bend you've got going on. So you need to see how comfortable you are with that. And so you'll probably have noticed by now that your chest has opened up and your shoulders have rolled out and down towards the mat. And that's good. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for that openness. Again, remember, we're counteracting that shoulders forward all the time. And then you could take your arms and lengthen them out just at shoulder height or even a bit below, but not above shoulder height, because you're going to cause strain in your shoulder if you do that. So we're just feeling nice and open all the way from the fingertips of my right hand up my arm across my chest to down my left arm and into my left fingertips. I'm also getting a lengthening in the spine here. And if this feels good for you, you can stay here for quite a while. Now, if this rolled blanket is too much of a back bend for you, just roll to one side, remove it, lay back down on the floor, but still lengthen your arms out to the sides and see if you can think about opening up across the chest, rolling the shoulders out and away from the chest. So you can still get that opening without the same back bend. Tune in, be honest with yourself, about the sensations that you're feeling and any adjustments that you might need to make. So restorative fish pose can be lovely at the end of the day. Just a chance to relax and release and be still and quiet and not have to think. You can just focus on your breath if you wish. That can help to still the mind. Staying here as long as you wish. And then when you're done, bringing the arms back down by your sides. I like to just hug my knees back into my chest again, just because that is a bit of a back bend, and so it's nice to counteract that with a forward bend, which this could be considered a forward bend. And again, you can stay in stillness, or you can rock side to side, circle the knees, whatever catches your fancy today. And when you've had enough, you can roll to the side and sit up and get into your bed. Or if you're already in your bed, then you can just snuggle down, pull up the covers, and off to sleep you go. All right, that's it. Doesn't take a long time to look after your neck and shoulders. Doesn't take a lot of special equipment or knowledge. It just takes awareness and the desire to give yourself that time every day. You are important. I know you're spending lots of time looking after everybody else and getting your work done, but you need to look after yourself too. Okay, so take care of yourself, and I will see you again soon. Namaste.